What's up with you guys? It's your boy Aaron. Now let's get into this video straight away. I no holding back. Okay, so this video I'm going to be showcasing a program I've developed called SideD00r. For those of you guys that don't know what SideD00r is already, essentially let's imagine you have a server and you want to access your shell remotely. Let's say you have it whitelisted to a specific IP address, any number of reasons. You can install the SideD00r program very easily, and it's very small, so there's no, a bunch of downloading needed. All you need to have is Java installed. Most of the time, you probably will already have Java installed because a lot of programs need Java. However, if you don't, I'll walk you through all of that right now. However, let me explain to you guys a little bit what it is. So let's say you have a shell service, essentially, or any kind of command line type of service, or just any. But most computers or most machines, most operating systems have a command line interface embedded into it. Now, in this case, we're going to be using an Ubuntu server OS, which is essentially an operating system without a graphical interface. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to basically access the whole shell basically. So this is like what I'm in right now. We're going to access this without authenticating ourselves. However, we're going to need access to the actual server to do this. Now, before we get into all of this, I'm going to quickly mention, guys, this is for legitimate purposes only. Do not do this maliciously to any servers you do not have access to or should not have access to once access has left your access. That made no sense, but just don't use this maliciously. If you do, it ain't my motherfucking business, because Lord knows I don't need no more motherfucking problems. Okay, now let's get into this goddamn shit. Okay, so step one, make sure you have Java installed. Okay, now I'm in my server right now. This is my development server. If I type in Java, it's going to show up with Java's arguments because I have Java installed. Let me tap that in again, so you can see these are the Java arguments for the Java command. Now, if you don't see that, if you see like this, like an error like this, command not found, then simply on Ubuntu at least type in apt-get install default JRE-y. This will install the Java runtime environment. Now, if you're on CentOS, which is a different Linux operating system, you want to type in yum install java-y. Simple as the simplest command, no default JRE, none of that bullshit. If you're on Windows, go Google that shit. Okay. Now, once you have everything installed, you want to head over to the GitHub page. Okay. Now you can do this without leaving the command line. You can install everything without actually leaving the entire command line, guys. So the first thing you're going to want to do is head over to the GitHub page. You want to then head over to the releases section. This should be on the side over here. This will take you to the latest release, or you can click on the releases button up here and look at all the previous releases. However, we're going to be using the latest release, and I recommend you guys do regularly check this page and download the latest release. Because this is so lightweight, I wanted to make it so that there isn't any excess like functionality in it, like upgrading or updating the software automatically, stuff like that. If you guys want to do that and you want to actually contribute to the SideD00r software, please feel free to fork this by pressing this, cloning it, or the fork button somewhere. I've lost it. It's over here. So you guys could fork it and develop your own versions of this. I would love that, because I love seeing people do this kind of stuff. So yeah, what you want to do, guys, is head over to the releases where the SideD00r.jar is, which should be the executable. You want to right click and press copy link. This will copy the download link, as you guys can see. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into our command line and we're going to type in wget the command. Okay, wget and paste the link. Okay, now we're going to press enter and this will download it essentially. If we look into it, as you can see, we have the SideD00r program installed. Now something else we're going to do is head over to the iptables.sh file. Now this is essentially the IP tables to allow the port to run. Now if you start the SideD00r program, which I'll show you how to do in a minute, and you're not able to access it, it's likely because port forwarding has been disabled, or so it's not port forwarded the port properly, or your services doesn't have the ability to actually open ports itself. So you have to actually port forward yourself manually. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes any fucking sense. So anyways, what you guys can do is go inside the IP tables.sh file and copy this file, this little line right at the bottom, and then replace this %port with your port. Now for me it's going to be 900, because the default port for SideD00r is 900. However, I recommend you guys do mess around with this. You can change the port, guys, by going into the source code and changing the port. Once again, I wanted this to be very lightweight, so I didn't add any arguments to it. If you want to change something, go into the code, guys. Now you can run, what you want to do is press enter. Now this should be most Linux operating systems should have IP tables installed. If they don't, then I recommend googling how to port forward with the command line on your operating system. However, I'm not going to do this because I don't actually need to do this for my current system. Now, to run the program, once you've done everything, is type in java-jar, and then you want to type in the file name, which is SideD00r. This will now run. Now, as you guys see, nothing is happening. Now, what I recommend you guys also do, if you want to run this at all times, is if you're on Ubuntu, you can set up persistence, or the persistence means when the server reboots or something, basically the program will always run. What you have to do, guys, is actually make a service file on Ubuntu. If you're on any other operating system, you have to Google that shit, guys. But on Ubuntu, you make a service file or systemd service file, and then you input access to like a shell script that then starts this using the screen command. Screen essentially runs it in the background. However, I'm not going to be doing all of that in this video. As I did tell you guys, I wanted this program to be very lightweight, so I didn't add any unnecessary functionality. Now, once the program is run, you can actually access your whole SideD00r interface by going into your PuTTY or I recommend PuTTY for this because it's the only like socketing fucking prompt I've seen that has the raw functionality, which essentially means it's a raw connection we're making to SideD00r. You want to type in the hostname or IP address. Now the IP address is essentially the IP address of the server. For this one, I don't know what the fuck it is. Let me get it. Hold 1 second, guys. I'm gonna stop the program, get it out. Let me run it again. The IP address, the port, which is 900 default. If you guys change the port, put the change port here, and then make sure you go to other and select the raw protocol. Now you press open, and this will open up SideD00r, guys. Now we're officially in SideD00r, guys. There's no notifications here because once again this is a very like covert application, because I wanted it to be lightweight kind of, but it's covert because of secret reasons. Now we can execute any shell commands in here. Now if I do ls/sd, which is the directory I'm in, this should show me the following files. This should show me basically, oh shit, I just typed in the random. Okay, just show me all the files in this directory, which should be just the one file, SideD00r. And as we guys can see, this did absolutely fucking nothing. Hold on a minute. Oh, okay, I'm already in this directory. I'm a fucking idiot. Basically, the directory you start the program in is a directory you're essentially in by default. Now, I'm probably going to add something that shows you what directory you're in a future release. It might be released by the time you guys are watching this video. Remember that, guys. Now, this is essentially SideD00r, guys. Now, there's obviously a lot of limited functionality here, such as like nano. You can't nano into files properly because this shit will glitch the fuck out, as you guys can see. So that's like one of the only problems. If you guys do want to make a file or create a file, you can type in touch and then the file name, and then that will create the file. Or you can type in cat and the file name to actually view the file, to read the content. However, that's about it, guys. It's a bit limited in regards to that. However, you can really just do quite a bit from here, from the actual initial command line phase. Now, I don't know what else to say. That's about it, guys. You can obviously mess around with it a little bit more yourself, see what's going on, contribute to it yourself. I'm going to contribute to it a lot over the next few weeks, guys, so please do keep an eye on that if you guys are interested. And yeah, man, have a good day, you guys. Bye bye. I can't fucking exit out of this shit now. 1 second.